Trey Stalnaker will prepare to kick things off for Ohio Wesleyan. Case will have the ball to get things underway here this afternoon on a very cloudy and overcast day here at Case Field. Here is the opening kickoff. It is very short, bouncing out of bounds out near the Case 20-yard line. So a penalty flag comes forth on the opening kickoff of the game as Stalnaker's kick goes awry over on the far side of the field. And so Case will come out and take over after the penalty. They will not re-kick it. Case will have the football, and I believe they will set this one up at the 35, right, Ed?
It'll be at the 40. It's 30 yards from the kick.
40-yard line will be the line of scrimmage for Case to start out, and Dan Whalen, the senior quarterback, out with a 3-receiver set, 2 on the right, 1 on the left. DJ Sutka lines up on the right side at tight end. Whalen calls out the signals, and here's the first play from scrimmage this afternoon as the Spartans get underway. As Cowdrick wide open across midfield, 40 and out of bounds at the 35-yard line. And the Spartans come up with a big 25-yard pass from Whalen to Tim Cowdrick to start the football game today.
Holmick and Cowdrick lined up on the right side. When Sutka moved over, that brought the strong safety. So to move the strong safety out, Holmick on the outside cut to the in, and Cowdrick ran a little wheel route and was wide open down the sideline.
That's Tim Cowdrick's 30th reception of the season. He comes in with 441 yards receiving, and he has a big gain right off the bat here today. They will hand to Greg Meyer. He is cut down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Second down and 10 coming up for Case. Nice tackle by Mike Browning, the senior defensive end. And the Battling Bishops stop Case on first down. They'll try it again here from the Ohio Wesleyan 35-yard line. Just underway today. Case in their all-blue uniforms here at home today. First time we've seen them break out the regular home attire. Whalen sets up in the shotgun at the Ohio Wesleyan 40. Takes the snap, wings it over the middle to Corey Checkin, but he drops the football. Incomplete, third down and 10.
Well, Ohio Wesleyan giving a little different look defensively. They have been playing a 4-3 throughout the season. Today they come in with a 3-3-5 stack, and what they did was they took Britton Tolliver off his defensive end position and moved him to linebacker. Tolliver will play the outside linebacker in their formation, and then they will bring up 5 defensive backs is Ohio Wesleyan. So a 3-3 stack, little different look for the Battling Bishops.
Whalen again calling out the signals. Has Checkin in the backfield. Whalen drops back to throw, looking downfield, has good protection, fires it to Holmick, 20, down to the 15, stiff arms a man, 10, at the 5-yard line and tackled near the 1-yard line.
Holmick a little frustrated he couldn't run out of that last tackle and stretch out for the touchdown, and gave a look of frustration as he came up. And Holmick and Cowdrick are battling for the team lead in touchdowns. Cowdrick with 8, Holmick with 6. And the two of them had a little conversation last week. We'll get to that after this play.
Chad Morawski cut him down. Ball on the 2. Corey Checkin has it. He is hit, bounces off a tackler, and dives in. It's a touchdown, Spartans. Corey Checkin, a 2-yard touchdown run. And the Spartans jump on top by a score of 6-0 with 13:35 to go here in the first quarter. Corey Checkin now with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season, his 5th overall, and the Spartans will line up for the PAT.
If there was anything on that drive that didn't go well, that final play, Mike Allen, the center, came limping over to the sideline after the touchdown.
Sam Coffey ready with the PAT kick. The hold is down and good, and Coffey's kick is perfect, and the Spartans jump on top by a score of 7-0 here early at Case Field. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back with the Case kickoff in a moment right here on the Spartans Broadcasting Network. run has given the Spartans the early lead at 7-0. And Case, Ed, coming out, rolling out the passing attack early. Caldrick and Holmick both with big gains, and Dan Whalen off to another good start.
Yeah, 60 yards right down the field. Case won the toss, elected to receive, and showed no signs of slowing down here against the battling Bishops.
Sam Coffey will kick this one off, and he puts the foot into it, and it bounces out to the right side. And, Ed, that one goes out of bounds as well. So both kickoffs so far today have gone not where the kickers desired.
Well, for Ohio Wesleyan, it looked like it was a designed short kick. They wanted somebody other than Brian Mettlesitz to return it. There it looked like Coffey just got into the football wrong, got the wrong part of the ball, and kicked it out of bounds.
So Ohio Wesleyan will come out. They will take over at the 40-yard line.
Officially for Case, 5 plays, 60 yards, 1 minute, 25 seconds to take that lead.
They will snap the football back directly to Jeff Gumpf, the freshman quarterback out of Mount Gilead, Ohio. He hands the football ahead. They pick up about 3 yards, but Gumpf surprising everybody, Ed, as he starts out at QB.
Well, Gumpf came in as the third quarterback for Ohio Wesleyan on their depth chart, so a little wrinkle for the battling Bishops to start out with.
He's 2 of 4 passing on the season with a long completion of 22. He'll keep it himself, turn the corner on the left side, and he's knocked out of bounds near the 50, and a flag comes out on the tackle.
And Calabrese is going to get called for a face mask after he made contact, reached up and got right up under Goff's mask.
We were expecting to see Mike Basham start the football game and split time with Keegan Barner for Ohio Wesleyan. The battling Bishops instead going with the freshman quarterback, Jeff Gumpf, 6'3", 200 pounds. They will move this one ahead after the face masking penalty. It's 7-0 Case with 12:53 to go here in the first quarter. Corey Checkin, a 2-yard touchdown run for Case. Checkin last week had a big game against Worcester. 11 carries and 58 yards and 2 touchdowns. So off to another good start today. They will hand this ball ahead to the halfback, Isaac Morris. And he tries to turn it around the right end. Is cut down at the 34-yard line.
Well, the battling Bishops run that unorthodox, almost old-style wing tee offense. They'll have 3 running backs, one deep in the backfield, and then they'll put 2 running backs on the wings off of either the tackle or tight end's backside, and then they'll split one receiver out in the formation.
Stephen Haynes is in the backfield to the left of Gumpf here. Now Morris goes in motion again. They will hand this one to Haynes, the fullback. He's wrapped up by Lisa Sala and tackled, maybe a yard gain there. They'll be looking at a 3rd down, and a rather long 3rd down. We'll call it 3rd and 6.
As a spread offense for Case, it's hard to simulate this kind of offense in practice. You're not used to it. It takes a lot of ball fakes. But what Case does get out of this game is a preparation for Carnegie Mellon. The Tartans from Carnegie Mellon are masters at running this wing tee.
Woody Earls has checked in at halfback along with Gumpf in the backfield. They will throw on 3rd and 6. Gumpf in trouble. He's grabbed by Dale English and sacked back at the 40-yard line. Dale English, the 6'1", 255-pound defensive end out of Holy Name High School, records the sack. He now has 4.5 sacks on the season. That forces 4th down. A loss of 8 on the play, and the football marked back at the 39-yard line.
Ohio Wesleyan has struggled all year on 3rd down. They convert just over 1/3 of their 3rd downs, which is not very good.
John Romano angles this one to the right sideline, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback, and Case will come out and take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Romano with a nice punt, and Case will come out at their own 20. Last weekend, Case rolled up 557 yards of total offense in that win against Worcester, but it was really the defense who put the hammer down the last quarter and a half to help Case get into a position to come back and win that game.
Well, the defense was a little bit shocked in the second quarter as Worcester came back on them, then scored a touchdown, and the special teams gave up a score. But after that, especially in the final 15 minutes, the Case defense really solid and set up the offense, and the explosion of 22 points in the fourth quarter for the Spartans.
Bill Deitman carrying for Case on first down, gets a couple of yards before he's tackled by Britton Tolliver, the senior defensive end. Bill Deitman will be our guest at halftime today. We'll check in with the junior out of Metter. 10.5 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0. Case on top. They scored on their first possession. Dan Whalen takes the snap, rolls out. Now they are pursuing him out of the pocket, dumps it off, and it is incomplete. Whalen gets hit after he released the football, as they were really on top of him quickly there. And not a lot of protection for Whalen, uncharacteristic of that offensive line.
Well, what had happened there was Britton Tolliver, who had been lining up at linebacker, crept up on the line and created a mismatch on the left side of the Case formation, and that's where Whalen wanted to roll to. He rolled right into what amounted to a linebacker blitz. And Britton again up on the line at a defensive end position, but in a 2-point stance.
3rd down and 8 for Case. Whalen over the middle looking for Nicely, and he overshoots the target, incomplete. And so Case looking at a 4th down and 8 deep in their own territory. And we'll see Dan Whalen punt. He has been outstanding this year at 45.2 yards per punt, Ed, which would rank among the national leaders, but just has not punted enough.
No, if Whalen actually had enough kicks to qualify, which is about 3.5 punts per game, he would be the national leader at 45.2 yards per kick.
He will set up at his own 8-yard line to receive this snap from DJ Sutka. Low snap. Whalen handles it and gets the punt away. A low kick, and it will take a Case bounce and roll back near the 35, 34, and that's where they will down it. And the Spartans will come back out defensively after a very nice punt from Dan Whalen.
A 44-yard kick, so that won't hurt his average at all.
Battling Bishops will come back out offensively. We'll be here next week as well. Another 1 o'clock start next Saturday as the Spartans will take on the Hiram Terriers. And that will be the final non-conference game for the Spartans. Head into UAA play after that. 2 weeks from today at the University of Chicago. Gompf is still in the football game. They hand this one to Haynes, the fullback, and he turns upfield. Cuts it up to the 45-yard line before he's caught there by the Spartans. It's a 1st down, an 11-yard gain for Stephen Haynes, who came in with 189 rushing yards, has not yet rushed for a touchdown. None of their 3 featured backs, Ed, Haynes, Hoover, or Morris, have rushed for a touchdown. Haynes has caught a touchdown pass, as has Hoover, and Haynes has actually thrown a touchdown pass as well.
Well, they're only averaging 155 yards a game rushing the football and throwing it under 100.
Gompf to throw out of the backfield, hits Haynes with a pass, and he steps out of bounds near the 48-yard line. They pick up 3. So a 2nd down play coming up for the Battling Bishops of Ohio Wesleyan. They are 1-4. Their only win came against Oberlin on the 3rd 2 weeks ago. 17-14 they knocked off the Yeomen. 2nd down and 7 on a windy day here at Case Field. Right now, Ohio Wesleyan moving right to left with the wind at their backs. First quarter action, 7-0 Case. Gompf back to throw for the Bishops, and he will try to run it out of the pocket, and he's cut down by Dale English with an ankle tackle right at midfield. So a 2-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down and 5 for Ohio Wesleyan with just under 9 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Case has scored a touchdown on their first drive. Were forced to punt on their second possession.
Well, this is where the Battling Bishops have truly struggled this season, is on 3rd down. 26 of 73 coming into the football game, now 26 of 74 on 3rd down conversions.
3rd down and 5. Flags come out. Looked like someone jumped.
Jeff Berlin, the right guard, moved for the Battling Bishops.
This will march him back 5, and it will be 3rd down and 10. Mike Hallway is the coach of the Battling Bishops in his 23rd season at Ohio Wesleyan University.
Coaching is in Mike Hallway's blood. His dad, Bob, Was the head coach for the St. Louis Cardinals in the NFL in 71 and 72, and was a director of player personnel as well, and drafted a few Hall of Famers. And Dan Deerdorf in 71, and Conrad Dobler, Mel Gray also in the drafts by Bob Holloway in St. Louis.
Back to throw. Goff hits his man upfield, right in the middle of the field. This is going to go down to the 40 and inside the 40 for first down yardage as Corey Sylvie got open. Pardon me, that was Danny Flanagan, the junior tight end out of Mansfield, who made the catch, and he comes up with first down yardage. Their starting tight end is Pat Embleton, who's out of Gilmore Academy here locally in Cleveland. That time Flanagan was in and caught the first down pass, and Ohio Wesleyan converts on third down. They have a new set of plays as Gompf goes back to throw again. Downfield, has a man open, but it's incomplete. Pass was intended down there for Brian Hoover.
He threw it into double coverage down there. Mike Pelyak and Dan Calabrese on coverage. Calabrese was a little late getting there. Had he gotten there a step earlier, the ball would have landed in his hands.
Second down and 10 for Ohio Wesleyan. 7-0 Case. 7:44 to play here in the first quarter. 43 degrees at game time. It was down on the field earlier, and it is quite chilly. Man in motion was Morris. They'll hand it to Haynes, and he is wiped out by Jake May right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, with the wide splits that the offensive line for Ohio Wesleyan uses, and then some of the trap and pulling guards that they use, it creates lanes for those defensive linemen. If they can quickly identify who has the football in this offense, they can accelerate to the ball, and you saw it right there with Jake May. Just run through the ball carrier and plant him right at the line of scrimmage.
Jake May, the 6-foot junior out of Padua Franciscan High School. Now another 3rd and 10. They converted on third down a moment ago.
Michael Harris in the football game for Case as a down lineman.
Jeff Gompf back to throw, and he tries to fling it out to the sideline looking for Haynes, and the pass is knocked down by Rich Doolin. Incomplete, and it's 4th down for the Battling Bishops. Case with another nice defensive effort, and that time knocking the pass down on 3rd and 10. So they deny a second potential third down conversion. Dan Calabrese will drop back to receive this punt from Romano, and he will kick it from the 50-yard line, and this one will go over the head of Calabrese and into the end zone for a touchback, and Case will once again come out to the 20-yard line. We should mention, Ed, that the Spartans again playing without Bobby Bott, the preseason All-American corner, who is also a very important weapon for Case on special teams.
Well, and Kyle Snyder in the defensive secondary also out in street clothes. Snyder took a big hit in the Worcester game midway through the first half and didn't return. And a couple other players were in street clothes earlier for the Spartans. We saw them up here in the press box. Brian Webster, one of the wide receivers, also in street clothes.
Whalen is hit as he throws, and the hit brings out a flag on the first play of the drive. Whalen went down hard as he was tackled. Try to pick up the number of the player who tackled Whalen. And I believe, well, we'll see who that was. 36, and he's not on the roster. So this will be a roughing the passer penalty against Ohio Wesleyan, and the ball will come out to the 35-yard line and a first down for the Spartans. So the Spartans get the first down the hard way, but Whalen is all right. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Whalen calls out the signals, takes the snap. They will hand this one to Greg Meyer, turns it upfield at the 40, and is tackled near the 44-yard line as he continues to move those feet forward. Carried Chad Morosky with him the last couple of yards. Nice run by Greg Meyer of 9 yards. Meyer, the senior out of Clearwater, Florida, came in averaging 6.6 yards per carry.
A very patient run by Greg Meyer there. Waited for things to develop and then exploded up inside for the pickup of 9 yards.
Case moving left to right against the wind here in the first quarter. 6:15 to go in the opening period here at Case Field. Homick is open. Whalen hits him with a pass out near midfield. He's tackled inbounds at the Case 49-yard line. A pickup of 5. And good for a first down. And they will actually spot that ball with the nose of the football at the 50-yard line. Homick, the junior out of Chicago, Illinois. His second reception of the day for now 39 yards. Back to throw, Whalen in the shotgun. They come after him. He throws and hits Cowdrick on a crossing route over the middle. Cowdrick gets over the 45 and is run out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Defensive coverage by Paul Schumann, the freshman DB out of West Lafayette, Indiana.
Well, Whalen just stood there in the pocket, stepped up nicely, and waited for Cowdrick to clear over the middle. That's the third time today Case has run that clearing pattern over the middle. They must have found something they like.
Second down and 1 for Case. They will hand it to Meyer. He gets the first down running straight ahead. Had some good blocking out in front on that play by Mike Allen. And the Spartans get the first down. Now inside the 40 at the 37-yard line of the Battling Bishops. Case leading this game by a score of 7-0 with 5.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. It's great to have you with us for Case Western Reserve football. The Spartans ranked 12th by D3Football.com, ranked 11th with slightly more love from the American Football Coaches Association. They'll go out to Homick again on the sideline, wide open, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Case picks up 8 more, second down and 2.
Yes, these quick passes, these three-step drops by Dan Whalen. Really a rhythm game now for the Spartans offensively. Letting his receivers decide on the routes, either inside, outside. He reads it quickly and gets rid of the football.
Suka is in the game at tight end. Homick is alone on the right. Cowdrick, slot receiver on the left. And Colasar, far left for the Spartans. Whalen will dump it off, and he hits Sutka with a pass. 30, 25, 20, down to the 15-yard line, and tackled near the 13. Ryland Mitterberg brought him down, but a great catch and run by the tight end, DJ Sutka.
Yeah, it was a whole blue wave out in front of Sutka. And Mitterberg seemed to evade a couple of blockers, got inside, and brought Sutka down. Otherwise, he was going to steamroll his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Sutka's 13th catch of the year. 1st and 10. Football marked at the Ohio Wesleyan 13-yard line. Dan Whalen, the senior out of Willoughby South with an eye in the backfield, will go back and hand it to Bill Deitman. Hits the line of scrimmage. Now he's hit by the Bishops and stood up, finally brought down by 3 defenders. And that will be no gain for Bill Deitman. Deitman, the 5'10", 180-pound junior out of Mentor, Ohio. Had 3 carries, 10 yards last week against Worcester. Checkin is the lone back in the game right now. Second down and 10 from the 13. 7-0 Case, 3:55 to go in the first quarter. Whalen takes the shotgun snap, looks over the middle. Cowdrick dives, he makes the catch, slides down at the 1-yard line. He's just short of the goal line. Cowdrick with a nice catch over the middle for 12 yards.
Well, that's twice today that a Case receiver has been brought down inside the 1-yard line.
So Cowdrick going down to the turf, and now it's Corey Checkin territory. They have 3 backs behind Whalen. He takes the snap, will go and hand to Checkin. He dives in. That's a touchdown. Corey Checkin's second touchdown run of the day as he plunges in from 1 yard out, and the Spartans extend the lead to 13-0 with 3:29 to play here in the opening quarter.
Well, nothing fancy about that. Turn, give your fullback and tell him to get 2 feet. And Checkin just did just that on unorthodox move from Checkin. We don't usually see him go up in the air. Checkin usually kind of buries his way into the end zone. That time went up and over for the touchdown.
Colasar will hold it. There is the snap, and Coffey with the extra point kick, and it is good. And the Spartans lead it by a score of 14-0 with 3:29 to go in the first quarter. We'll step away for a 30-second timeout. We'll be back with more from Case Field in just a moment on the Spartans Broadcasting Network. David Wilson, Ed Doherty at Case Field. 14-0 Spartans as Corey Checkin has scored on a couple of short touchdown runs. 3:29 to go here in the first quarter. And Case will kick off to the Battling Bishops as the Spartans have built a 2-touchdown lead early here at Case Field. The kick from Coffey is an end-over-end job that comes down at the 15-yard line. It'll be returned by the Battling Bishops out to the 25-yard line. Cuts it upfield 30, 35, 40, out to the 45. That's Stephen Haynes. And he has a nice return. A late flag comes out as Haynes was run out of bounds over on the Case sideline.
Well, Sam Coffey with the tackle, but there'll be a personal foul against the Battling Bishops. Personal foul is going to come out against Carlton King. He's going to get flagged for an unnecessary roughness call back at the 40-yard line.
So after the nice return, it will come back. Get the call again, and the personal foul call will march this one back all the way to the 32-yard line. Ohio Wesleyan will start out in their own territory. So far today for the Spartans, Dan Whalen, 7 of 11 for 109 yards. Jeff Gomp for Ohio Wesleyan, 2 of 4 for 19.
Now the Spartans have 129 yards in total offense. And for the Battling Bishops, just 29 yards.
12 plays, 37 yards so far today, Ed, and they will hand this one to Isaac Morris. And he tries to dive ahead, but is tripped up, might have gained a yard. 2nd down and 9. Morris with 110 yards rushing total on the season. He does pick up 1.
Well, one thing for sure, the Battling Bishops offense is not built to come from behind. They're built to stay in football games, much like Carnegie Mellon, to stay in football games and pound it away and eventually find a seam and get a lead.
Shotgun snap goes to Gomp. They will hand on a little reverse play out to Isaac Morris, and he is again tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Nicely done by Jeff Brown. Also had some defensive help from Mike Harris on the play. And Morris on 2 tries has not been able to turn it upfield, Ed, and they have a long 3rd down now.
Well, this team averages just 3.5 yards per play on the season. Not per carry, but per play. So that takes into account their passing offense.
2 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Case leading it by a score of 14-0. A little bit of sunshine trying to poke through the clouds here, but very overcast day today here in Cleveland. And a lot of motion for Ohio Wesleyan as they snap it back. You get a flag coming out against the Battling Bishops.
They're going to get the right halfback, Carlos Rogers, who was lined up on the wing, moving forward towards the line of scrimmage prior to the snap.
Rogers, the freshman out of Stone Mountain, Georgia, near Atlanta. They move this one back, and they're looking now at a 3rd down and 14. The football is marked at the Battling Bishops' 28-yard line. Less than 2 to go here in the first quarter. Case leading it by a score of 14-0. Trying to extend a 26-game regular season winning streak. Back to throw. Jeff Gomp throws it over the middle. Man is open. That's Haynes. He makes the catch at the 34-yard line. Then he's tackled by Jeff Brown and Elisa Sala. And so nowhere near 1st down yardage for Ohio Wesleyan. It's a 4th and 8. And the Spartans will get the ball back on the upcoming punt as Dan Calabrese will drop back to receive this kick from John Romano.
Well, Ohio Wesleyan showed you their version of the spread offense. They brought in 2 wide receivers into that pattern.
Here is the snap back to Romano. He gets a nice punt off, and Calabrese will not be able to return this when it goes out of bounds at the 28-yard line. And that's where the Spartans will take over with 1 minute and 8 seconds to go here in the opening period here at Case Field. Don't forget, coming up next week, Spartans will be at home against Hiram College. That'll be another 1 o'clock game here at Case Field. And then we head on the road for the University of Chicago on Halloween afternoon, 2 weeks from today. Dan Whalen and company back out, leading it by a score of 14-0. The Spartans will send 3 receivers in. Greg Meyer is in at tailback. He gets the handoff, gets to the 30, and is tackled out near the 32-yard line. The Spartans pick up 4 on the carry by Greg Meyer. Meyer today playing in his 39th consecutive game. He has been in every game since stepping on campus. Whalen directing traffic at the line of scrimmage. 4 receivers in the game. 2nd down and 6 from the 32. Case operating in its own territory. Whalen to throw. Now he runs out of the pocket. Nicely is open. Instead, they go middle of the field to Cowdrick at midfield. And he is tackled. First down yardage for Case as the Spartans buy some time for Whalen as he scrambles out of the pocket. Had a release valve to Nicely there, but thought he could do a little better, and he found Cowdrick wide
chose
open.
To go over the middle, and it looked like Cowdrick was brought down by his face mask, but no call. And Case has crossed the 50. They're in battling Bishop territory again.
Football at the 39-yard line. 17 seconds to go in the first quarter. Whalen takes the snap. He will drop back to throw. Now he steps up near the line of scrimmage, and he'll go down. Tackled from behind by the battling Bishops. And that was James Huddleston, the freshman defensive end, who brought down Whalen on the sack, and that's the end of the first quarter. 14-0 Spartans after one period of play. Second quarter action is coming up after this timeout on the Spartans Broadcasting Network. Underway here in the second quarter. Dan Whalen takes the snap. He'll flip it out to Nicely, bobbles the football, catches it near the 45-yard line, and then he is tackled by a couple of Ohio Wesleyan defenders. Man to bring him down was Sam Bixler. Nicely did not catch that ball right away. It bounced on his hands up in front of his face mask, but then he grabbed it and stumbled ahead to the 45. So Case looking at a 3rd down and 6 now from the 45-yard line of the battling Bishops. 14-0 Case, second quarter action. David Welsh and Ed Doherty here at Case Field. Whalen takes the snap, fakes a handoff, goes to Holman. Tries to pick his way forward, 40. He's hit from behind and is knocked ahead for first down yardage.
Well, Holman caught the football around the 45-yard line, waited for Marcus Klaczynski and Tony Opperman to clear out in front of him and create that lane, and he snuck up behind him back to the inside and had enough yardage for the first down. So good patience by Zach Holmick, waiting for his lineman to get out there in front of him.
First down and 10 Case. Football at the 37-yard line. Case leading at 14-0. Whalen directs traffic, now takes the snap. He'll hand to Checkin. Little draw play right up the middle. And Checkin gets out across the 35, down near the 32-yard line. So he dives ahead. Did not get a favorable spot there. They're going to mark him at the 33, so he picks up 4. Corey Checkin, we talked to him after the game against Worcester after he had a terrific ball game. 5'8" senior.
Well, there's 2 touchdowns on the afternoon today.
He's still in the game, blocking for Whalen. They throw it out to Holmick, and he drops the football. Holmick incomplete. 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Spartans. Case right now ranks 12th in Division III in scoring offense with 42 points a game. North Central is first at 56.8. Case now tied for 44th in scoring defense at 17.2 points a game. Wittenberg is first at 3.2. Whalen back to throw. He'll roll out, looking deep downfield, trying to direct traffic. Now he'll gun it to the other side of the field for Homick and throws it away out of the back of the end zone. When Dan Whalen scrambles, no part of the field is off limits. He was over near the Ohio Wesleyan sideline and then caught sight of Homick on the near side of the field. So Whalen's throw there was extremely long from the far hash mark over to the near corner of the end zone, but out of bounds. And it's 4th down for Case, and Whalen will step back to punt this one away.
An oddity that Dan Whalen's going to kick the football twice in a football game.
Has not been in a position to punt very much this year due to the efficiency of the offense, but he'll punt here, and he sets up at the 45, and it's a fake. Whalen wants to throw it to Homick, and the pass is knocked down, incomplete. Nicely defended by the battling Bishops. Eli Cowan, the sophomore defensive back out of Columbus DeSales High School, knocked that pass down in front of Homick, and so the Spartans go to the fake, and it is foiled by the battling Bishops. They will take over at the 33-yard line.
Well, for Whalen there, he did 6 yards. He was about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Did see Homick downfield, but he had a wall set up. Had he chosen to run the football, there's a possibility he may have picked that first down up with his legs instead of his arm.
Well, the Spartans try the fake. Battling Bishops will take over. Gompf is still in at quarterback. He will take this football and hand it to Woody Earls. The first time we've seen Woody carry the ball today. He's out to the 35. A pickup of 2. Earls with 84 yards on the ground so far this season on 21 carries. He has the lone rushing touchdown by a running back on this team. Also has 5 receptions, 20 yards.
The Battling Bishops are certainly a young team. On the offensive side of the ball, they'll run in 6 running backs throughout the game. 5 of them are freshmen. And now you have a freshman quarterback in the football game. A sophomore tight end. And a couple of sophomores up front on the offensive line.
Brian Hoover carries the football as he gets the handoff from Gump, but he is tackled in the backfield for a hefty loss. Case defensively, Josh Murphy got in there to take down Brian Hoover. All the way back at the 30-yard line. So they're looking at a 3rd down and 13 now, Ed, after that play just did not develop at all.
Now very slow on the end around, and Murphy recognized it. Case with a little different defense alignment. They'll show a 4-3 set with Murphy.
And now we've got a timeout taken by Ohio Wesleyan, Ed, so they too saw the different defensive setup, and they decided to take a timeout and talk it over. We will take a break as well. Back to Case Field after this 30-second timeout with the Spartans leading it by a score of 14-0 on the Spartans Broadcasting Network. Second quarter action continuing, 11:53 to play here before halftime. Coming up at the half, we'll visit with Bill Deitman on our halftime show. Back to throw Gump. He'll fling it out to the near side and hits his man. That's Paul Murphy, the freshman split end out of Sylvania Southview High School. He makes the catch and is knocked out of bounds near the 41-yard line. Now this will be short of the first down. They put the football down at the 42. And so they pick up close to 13 yards on that pickup, and it's 4th and 1, but they will send out Romano to punt this one away. Sean Nicely is back deep to receive the punt, kicking into the wind here, so Nicely is set up at about his own 25. Here is the kick, end-over-end kick that will take a Wesleyan bounce, and it is going to be downed at the 20 8-yard line, and that's where the Spartans will take over. So they got very close to the first down, but Mike Hallway playing it safe here and punting it away, only down 2 touchdowns right now.
It's a very conservative offense. It's a conservative overall approach, just based on the scheme they run offensively. But you would think with the misdirection and the kind of offense that they run, that there would be enough confidence to pick up less than a yard in a game that you're down by 2 touchdowns early on to the number 12 team in the country.
Case with 4 receivers in the game now as they come back out offensively with 11:27 to go here. Whalen pump fakes now. He tries to run it. He'll roll out to the right side, gets rid of the football to Greg Meyer out across the 35. They'll give him the 37-yard line with forward progress. And the Spartans pick up 8 as Greg Meyer makes the catch. He has been effective out of the backfield. That's his 13th catch of the season.
Well, we've seen that more and more from Case this year, is that running back, whoever is in the game, and whether or not that's Meyer or Checkin, they'll drift maybe 5 yards downfield, rest right around the linebackers, and Whalen then has an outlet as he's scrambling in the backfield.
Whalen will hand this one to Meyer. He cuts it upfield, gets to the 40, and out to the 41-yard line before he is finally brought down. Mike Browning again on the tackle as Case runs for the first down, 1st and 10 from the Case 41-yard line. The Spartans leading it by a score of 14-0. We mentioned Bill Deitman will join us at halftime. We'll also visit with Ashley Tondo, the all-conference performer for the Case Western Reserve women's basketball team. We'll get a preview of that team coming up. They started practice yesterday. Back to throw Whalen in the shotgun. Straightens up, throws to Meyer again, out across the 45 near midfield on the screen pass, and the Spartans continue to move the ball very effectively. Coming out of the backfield, Meyer with back-to-back catches.
Now Meyer was able to catch the football, then make himself skinny out by the numbers and avoided a big hit, slid ahead for an extra couple of yards. So good body control by Greg Meyer.
Looking now at a 2nd down and 1 from midfield. They have Meyer in the backfield with Whalen. On 2nd down, they will try and throw it. Now they'll flip it over the middle. It's incomplete, looking for Ryan Colasar. And so the Spartans on 2nd down decided to take a shot there, Ed, and now we may see the short yardage play come in.
Now Colasar and DJ Sutka were stand-up ends in that play, and both ran a little cross under the middle right in front of the umpire. And a little confusion as both were headed across the middle at the same time.
Derek Bush is checked in with Whalen in the backfield. Dan Whalen takes the snap. He'll wing it out to Cowdrick, makes the catch. 1st down across the 45 and out of bounds near the Ohio Wesleyan 41-yard line. And the Spartans convert on 3rd down, and they'll have a 1st down in Battling Bishop's territory.
Well, Case at that time threw away from the blitz. Chad Morawski, the weak side linebacker, was coming on a blitz from the left side. Dan Whalen's left side. Whalen threw it out to the right.
Whalen will roll out on 1st down, goes deep downfield, fires it to Cowdrick. He takes a hit, holds onto the football, and is tackled at the 23-yard line.
Well, once a game, Tim Cowdrick is going to get hit and hit hard, and manages to pop right back up after each one of those hits.
Daniel DeLay, the senior cornerback, put a lick on Tim Cowdrick, but Cowdrick holds on, makes the catch for 18 yards all the way down to the 23-yard line of Ohio Wesleyan. Whalen on 1st down will roll out to his right, looking down to the end zone. He has Homick open. Whalen slips and falls as he was throwing the football. It's incomplete, and now a flag comes out.
There's going to be interference on Ohio Wesleyan. As Colasar was coming back for the football, he got picked up and body slammed inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Whalen had not yet gotten rid of the football, and it is pass interference against Ohio Wesleyan. Good call, Ed, as the Battling Bishops commit the penalty, and this one will go all the way down to the 16-yard line on the walk-off.
Yeah, Colasar was coming back to the middle of the field, working back inside the numbers between the hash marks, and when he did, he just got picked up and slammed down.
Whalen will work under center. Sutka shifts over to the right side of the line at tight end. 3 receiver set. Whalen looking for Colasar. He's covered. They'll swing it out to Sutka. Makes the catch at the 10 and dives forward to the 5-yard line as Sutka makes his second catch of the afternoon.
Just a little tight end delay. Sutka had a chip block on the right side of the formation and rolled out into the flat. Caught the ball on the run, turned it upfield, ran over a couple of defenders, and picked up about 5 yards after contact. So good skills by DJ Sutka.
First down and goal from the 5-yard line for the Spartans. Deitman is in at tailback. Nicely goes in motion. Whalen will roll out to throw. Looks to the end zone. Everyone covered. Whalen keeps the play alive. Rolls to his right. And now throws it out of the back of the end zone. Incomplete as he threw it over the head of everybody. Colasar was the nearest receiver. Second down and goal with 8:34 to play here in the second quarter. 14-0 Case. Leading it by 2 touchdowns over the Ohio Wesleyan Battling Bishops, 1-4 on the season. These teams share in common a victory over Oberlin, and that's about it.
They're both Ohio colleges, Dave. You looking for more connections?
Whalen looks over to the sideline for a new play, and he will check up at the line. Calls out the signals. From the 5, Whalen looks to run it himself. Now he'll pick his way forward. Cannot turn the corner. Now he goes for the pylon, but he did not make it in. He absorbed the hit inside the 1-yard line, and he was forced out of bounds.
And Whalen was high as he was turning the corner. Had he gone low, he probably would have clipped the pylon with the football and been given credit for the touchdown. Instead, as he was high and holding the ball out, get bumped out of bounds and did not cross the goal line for the score.
He had those big defensive linemen right in front of him. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 6-inch line. They'll go to Checkin, and he falls forward in there for a touchdown. Corey Checkin, his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Spartans again cap off an impressive scoring drive with the senior fullback out of Georgetown, PA, Corey Checkin, on a 1-yard touchdown run. And it's 20-0 Case with 8:09 to play in the second quarter. Sam Coffey will come on for the PAT. Here is the kick for the extra point. It is up and it is good. And the Spartans extend the lead now to 21-0 with 8:09 to play here in quarter number 2. We'll take a timeout. Back after this 30-second break on the Spartans Broadcasting Network. Well, Corey Checkin batting cleanup for the Spartans today. Has scored 3 times on short yardage plays from near the goal line. And the Spartans lead it by a score of 21-0 over the Ohio Wesleyan Battling Bishops here at Case Field on a chilly day in Cleveland, Ohio, as the Spartans look to go 6-0. Sam Coffey will kick it off, and the Battling Bishops will get the ball back. Here is the approach, and Coffey puts the right foot into it. It's a deep kick all the way back near the 2-yard line, and it bounces off the hands of Stephen Haynes and back into the end zone for a touchback. And the Spartans will pin Ohio Wesleyan back at the 20-yard line. Well, Whalen had the nice scramble, almost got into the end zone, Ed, but on that play with the defenders looking to put the crunch on him, which they did, Case coaching staff probably watched that play develop in horror as Whalen was hit hard out of bounds.
And officially on the drive, 10 plays, 71 yards, 3 minutes, 18 seconds, capped off by Corey Checkin's 3rd touchdown run of the afternoon.
Gomp will take the snap and hand to Haynes as he spins at the 20, and then he is leveled by the Spartans.
Boy, Mike Peliak came up and forced him back into the middle. And with the spin move, he went face-to-face with Michael Harris. And Michael Harris just planted him in the turf.
Yeah, Harris 6 feet, 270, a freshman out of Shaker Heights, and he really put the hammer down on that play. And it's a 2nd down and 10. No gain or loss for Haynes on that play, although possible loss of consciousness for a moment after absorbing that hit. Here's the shotgun snap back to Gump, the freshman. He will set up in the pocket. Now he gets rid of the football, but overthrows his intended target over on the far side of the field near the Ohio Wesleyan bench. And that was Nick Ziegenbusch, the freshman split end, who had floated out there trying to get open. 3rd down and 10.
Boy, the Spartans have really changed their defensive alignment. They last week against Worcester were showing more of a 4-2 set with 5 defensive backs. Today it's a solid 4-3, and then Mike Pelyak has been drifting towards the line of scrimmage and becoming an 8th man in the box. Case is almost daring Ohio Wesleyan to throw the football. Here it is again, Pelyak on the outside.
Now whistles blow as they take the snap, so we'll see what happened here. It looks like Ohio Wesleyan took a timeout. Play clock was going down. They take the timeout with 7:20 to play here in the 2nd quarter. We'll take a timeout as well. Your score, Case 21, Ohio Wesleyan nothing. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout on the Spartans Broadcasting Network. Second quarter action here at Case Field at the Village at 1:15. Beautiful setting for college football. Case Field right in among the dormitories. Beautiful red brick buildings surrounding the field. Adjacent to the Case baseball field. Tarp is on the field today, Ed. 7:20 to go. Second quarter. 3rd down and 10. Back to throw Gump. Little screen pass out to Haynes. Makes the catch. Slips down at the 18-yard line. Loss of 2 on the play. And Ohio Wesleyan looking now at a 4th down and 11.
Well, Haynes really had 2 options. Either he was going to slide down and take the loss, or he was going to go man up against Jeff Brown out in the flat, and Brown had a beat on him just as Haynes fell to the turf.
So the punt coming up from Romano. Dan Calabrese will be the return man, and Eddie is standing at midfield. Here's the kick. It's a bad kick, and it goes out of bounds. Out of bounds out at the 47-yard line. And that's where Case will take over in battling Bishop's territory with 6:40 to play here in the first half. 21-0 Case. Well, the Spartans will come back out offensively with a 3-touchdown lead. And they will bring with them a 3-receiver set. Greg Meyer will start out this drive at tailback. Dan Whalen, so far today, 15 of 24 for 195 yards. And he'll hand this one to Meyer. They keep it on the ground. Meyer straight ahead for good yardage out across the 40, near the 35-yard line. And it will be a 1st down for Greg Meyer as he runs for 11 yards all the way out to the 36-yard line. First and 10 Case, 6:25 to play, second quarter. Been a long day already for Ohio Wesleyan as Case leads it by a score of 21-0. Case with the wind at their backs right now. They'll go to Meyer again. Whalen gets hit after he handed off the football. Meyer goes to the 30-yard line and picks up 6 more. 2nd down and 4 for the Spartans.
Well, Case just continues to grind away on this Wesleyan defense. Time of possession, Case now has a major advantage, up almost 3 minutes on the battling Bishops.
Whalen again approaches the line of scrimmage, checks off. 3 receivers in the game. Nicely and Holmick on the left side, but they go to Greg Meyer again, and he Gets buried under the pile, but picks up a couple of yards out near the 25-yard line. We'll see if it's good for the first down. It's going to be very close.
Very close.
Officials may want to take a look at this. Nope, they say it is third down. So it's a half-yard short. They'll bring in Derek Bush and Corey Checkin and Greg Meyer. This is usually reserved for the goal line, but a three-back full house backfield. Whalen will take the snap. He'll go back. They hand it to Corey Checkin. He puts his head down and gets right at the 25-yard line, which should be good for the first down.
Yeah, more than enough for Corey Checkin. Really only had to move the ball maybe a football and a half forward.
We usually mention this every game, Ed, as Corey Checkin again runs for first down yardage. Going into this game today, and it does not count his carries today, but in 250 career carries entering this game, had only been thrown for a loss of 11 yards. Back to throw Whalen on first down, and he'll be sacked. Thrown to the turf by the big defensive end, Mike Browning. Records the sack all the way back at the 29-yard line, so a loss of 4. Second down and 14. Aldrich will come out of the game. Sutka will come in. Colasar is the receiver on the far right side. Bill Deitman checks in at tailback.
Well, Case is moving everything to the left side of the formation as Sutka is on the right. Look for the little tight end delay.
Whalen back to throw, goes to Homick, cuts it back up the middle of the field, 20, down to the 15-yard line, gets away, turns the right side 10, down to the 5-yard line, he dives for the pylon, and it's a touchdown, Spartans. 29 yards on the touchdown.
And Zach Homick probably ran close to 70 in picking up the touchdown. He took that little bubble screen on the left side of the formation, waited for his lineman again to clear out the defensive backs, stepped up in, then when he saw the crease, moved all the way from the left side, cut across the entire field, and dove for the pylon on the far side of the field. So a lot of running by Zach Homick, but he kept outrunning that Wesleyan defense till he was able to turn the corner and get into the end zone.
There is the snap for the extra point. Sam Coffey kicks that one up and in, and it is a 28-0 football game.
Wesleyan was offside on the extra point attempt.
And that will be declined, I would think. Yep, declined, and the point stands, and the Spartans take a 28-0 lead with 4:02 to play here in second quarter action. We'll step away for this 30-second timeout. Back with more from Case Field after this on the Spartans Broadcasting Network. 28-0 Case with 4:02 to play here in the second quarter. We'll have halftime interviews for you. Bill Deitman will be our guest coming up at the half. We'll also visit with senior guard Ashley Tondo of the Case Western Reserve women's basketball team. Almost basketball time again as the teams have started practice. So we'll get a preview on the women's season coming up from Ashley Tondo at halftime as well. Deep kick for Coffey. They will bring this one back from the 1-yard line. That is Brian Hoover returning it out across the 15 and got close to the 20 before the coverage team finally brought him down. And the Spartans defense will come out with Ohio Wesleyan having the ball 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Well, Bill Deitman there had the eyes wide open. He was ready to repeat his big hit from last week against Worcester. And Hoover just sidestepped him. But the rest of the coverage team there to pick up the missed tackle by Bill Deitman.
Just under 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Option play. They will flip this one over to Haynes, and he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage yet, but the Spartans strung that one out well, and they could not turn it upfield.
Technically, that should go as a pass. It was a forward flip.
It does go for a 1-yard loss, and it was ahead, as you said, not the typical option pitchback, but they did flip it ahead to Haynes.
So it'll count. It should count as a completion.
They do count it initially as a rushing loss. Now Gompf will try and keep it himself on the design quarterback keep, and he dives across the 20 out near the 23-yard line. Might have picked up 5 on that play. And so they're looking now at a 3rd down and a long 7. 2:58 and counting here at Case Field. Spartans again today playing without the All-American Bobby Bott, who is nursing a back injury. No real timetable yet given on his return.
That's Paul Murphy in the football game at wide receiver for the Battling Bishops.
Yeah, Murphy is in the game. They split end out of Toledo. Back to throw Gompf, and they throw across the middle.
Jake May got a hand on it at the line of scrimmage and really changed the path of that football.
That falls incomplete. Marcus McLean, the freshman, was the intended target, and it's quickly 4th down on a 3-and-out for Ohio Wesleyan with 2:32 to play, and Case leading it by a score of 28-zip. John Romano has been one of the busiest Battling Bishops today. He is back to punt again. Holmick and Calabrese are back deep for Case. Here is the kick, and it comes right at Zach Holmick. It takes a bounce, and Holmick cannot get in there for a possible return, and it's down at the 49-yard line. And Case will start this drive in Battling Bishops territory at the 49, already leading it by a score of 28-0.
Well, at this point in the first half, it would be nice to put up another touchdown, but that touchdown, if Case does score it, is more for the national voters than anybody else at this point. Case has the game well in hand, and the Bishops aren't built to come back in games. And right now, Case has fallen a couple of spots in the national polls based on the last 2 weeks' performance. So, if anything, today, the rest of the game is to impress people outside this stadium.
Dan Whalen will take the snap. He will give a quick out to Zach Holmick. He is immediately tackled by Eli Cowan. Cowan wrestles Holmick down, and the Spartans will use a timeout. So we will keep it right here. 2:15 to play in the second quarter. The wind really whipping now, and it's at the backs of the Spartans. And so depending on how things go here, they could be looking at a potential field goal, and Coffey would have some help from the wind if it plays out that way. But as you mentioned, it is somewhat of an inexact science when you look at the national polls. Really the two that are most widely read are the D3Football.com poll and the American Football Coaches Association poll, which Case is 11th right now in the AFCA poll, 12th in D3Football.com, but they have dropped with wins over the last couple of weeks.
Right, going into the Denison game 2 weeks ago, they were ranked 9th in the D3Football.com poll, and have had a couple of teams jump ahead of them, including Wabash out of the North Coast Athletic Conference, and saw a game last week between the number 1 Mount Union team and Capital. That was a 1 versus 21, but when the polls came out, Capital actually picked up 5 spots in the poll by losing to Mount Union.
Whalen will flip this one out to Nicely as we get back to action across midfield to the 45, down near the 41-yard line before he's tackled. Case will pick up 8 on that play.
The Bishops brought a full blitz. They're short a player as Mike Browning has to go out for equipment reasons.
3rd down and 2 for Case. Whalen with 4 receivers in the game right now on this 3rd down play. He checks up at the line of scrimmage. Greg Myers in the game for blocking. Now they will flip it, and it is caught by Nicely. 1st down, and he is knocked out of bounds at the 33-yard line.
Whalen checked down on that play, but I am a little surprised that they didn't go right at John Worrell, who took over from Mike Browning at the left or right defensive tackle position. Worrell was a little confused at what was the defensive alignment and was creating a huge open gap on that side of the formation.
That play goes for 8 and a first down, and now Whalen falls down as he was scrambling back, looking downfield to pass. He fell. Ball came loose. A flag has come out as well.
They're going to get case for a hold after Whalen fell down. Whalen went to plant as he rolled to his left, stopped, slipped, hit the ground. The play should have been dead. At that point, it looked like Britton Tolliver had beaten Andrew Zajac around the right side of the formation. And with it, case was going to get called for a hold after the play was over.
Well, they elect to decline the hold, and so they will take the loss on Whalen's scramble when he fell. And so it is now second down and 18. The football marked all the way back to the 41-yard line. Whalen will drop back to throw again, middle of the field, overshoots nicely.
That ball just sailed on him with the wind. Whalen got it up, and the ball just carried downfield much further than Whalen expected.
So now it's third down, 17 to go for Case with 1:21 to go here before halftime. We are at Case Field today for Division III football action between the Spartans and the Ohio Wesleyan Battling Bishops from Delaware, Ohio. And it is 28-0 Case after a big first half turned in by Corey Checkin with 3 rushing touchdowns.
The Bishops with a little shuffle on their defensive front. They've run a couple of stunts the last 2 pass plays. And Case will bring in Tim Cowdrick for extra protection.
Cowdrick lines up on the left side of the line. Now Whalen fires it downfield, makes the catch. Got rid of that football right as he got to the line of scrimmage. Colasar catches it inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line.
And Mike Hallwell, the head coach at Ohio Wesleyan, thought that Whalen may have been over the line. He stopped at the 41 and stared down the line.
First and 10 Case as Whalen hooks up with Colasar. First catch today for Ryan Colasar out of Metter, Ohio. And now Whalen forced to run out of the pocket. Right side near the sideline, goes for nicely. He is cut down. Some incidental contact there. No flag comes out as he ran into Eli Cowan. Cowdrick, I should say, nicely trying to get open, and the ball sails out over everybody's head after both the defender and Nicely went down.
Still plenty of time for Case to work. 58 seconds to play in the first half. They have the ball second down just outside the 20-yard line. So if anything, you want to work the ball maybe back to the middle of the field and give Sam Coffey a chance to get one up in this jet stream and put 3 points on before the clock runs out.
28-zip Case. Whalen again calls out the signals. Checkin is in. Whalen will drop to throw. Now looks downfield. Colasar trying to get open in the end zone. Whalen runs for it, and he gets near the 10 and steps out of bounds without absorbing a hit. Clock stops with 51 seconds left. It's a first down for Case. It'll be first and goal. Oh, he's out of bounds at almost at the 11-yard line, so they can get a first down here. It'll be first and 10, and they will say it's at the 12. And that's where Case will have it now with 51 seconds to go in the quarter. So Whalen will work from the shotgun again. Now looks to the end zone, fires it for Colasar. It's incomplete. Second down and 10.
You know, Whalen's been off pretty much all day today. Things have been up, or they've been down, or they've been out in front of receivers. Just hasn't been that same target that you see Whalen hitting the strike zone on most of the time. That chest head area with his receivers. He's been out in front, he's been up, he's been down.
47.9 seconds left, second down and 10. Whalen will hand this ball to Greg Meyer, and he picks his way forward, gets to the goal line, and he goes in standing up. It's a touchdown, Spartans.
Well, the Spartans could have taken that chance. They had 2 timeouts left, so the ability to run the football inside the 12-yard line as they closed out the half was a possibility. That part of the playbook was available because of the timeouts, and they took the shot up the middle with Greg Meyer, and he cruised into the end zone.
His first rushing touchdown of the season, and the Spartans jump on top 34-0 pending the extra point with 42 seconds left in the half. Sam Coffey ready to kick the PAT. It is up, and it is good. He is 5 for 5 today, and the Spartans tack on another touchdown with 42 seconds left to go in the first half. It is 35-0 Case. And the Spartans finally get a rushing touchdown from one of their primary backs other than the short yardage fullback Corey Checkin. Greg Meyer scoring a touchdown on that 12-yard run, his first of the season, and the Spartans leading it by a score of 35-0. And you talk about Wesleyan being off today, and you're exactly right, Ed, comparatively to how we've seen him operate so many times, but yet it's comforting to say a guy has an off day when he's 20 of 32 for 259 yards.
Well, and that's when the standard and the bar have been set at such a level with Wesleyan throughout the season, and when he's competing statistically for the National Player of the Year, you hate to see the numbers fall at all. And coming into the game, he was completing 3 out of every 4 passes. Today, it's 2 out of every 3.
Sam Coffey will tee it up at the 30-yard line, and we are ready for the kickoff as Case has tacked on another touchdown in the final minute of the first half. Here is the kickoff from Sam Coffey. Drifting all the way back. This will go into the end zone, and it's a touchback as Coffey puts that one back into the end zone. First time this year that I believe he has kicked it on the fly into the end zone. So the Spartans defense will come out for the final 42 seconds of the first half.
Well, Coffey had a little bit of help on that kick. Got the ball up in the air, and the wind carried it into the end zone. And the Battling Bishops had to chase it down after misplaying it, and it bounced around in the end zone. And they had to fall on it to get the touchback as it's a live football. And interesting to watch 2 deep men try to corral that oblong-shaped football.
They will hand this one on a little bit of a reverse. It goes to Brian Hoover. He cannot turn it upfield. Might have gotten a yard out of it. 30 seconds, and the clock continues to run. We'll see if the Battling Bishops try and get another playoff before the end of the half. 25, now 24 and counting. It has been a big-time first half for the Spartans. They have moved the ball at will on the Bishops' defense. Corey Checkin with 3 touchdowns. Zach Holmick a 29-yard touchdown reception. And Greg Meyer a 12-yard touchdown run. Goff to throw. Fires and hits his man out near the 30-yard line. Catch was made by Danny Flanagan. Out of bounds with 2.7 seconds left.
They're going to mark him just short of the first down. It'll be interesting to see here what Ohio Wesleyan does to close out the half.
Flanagan's second catch of the afternoon. He did get out of bounds, so they will not start the clock until the snap. 2.7 seconds left here as the sun comes out at Case Field. Now Jeff Gomp calls out the signals. Final play of the first half. Battling Bishops with the football. He'll go deep downfield, and the catch is made out there on a nice diving catch. I believe that was Isaac Morris out of the backfield. He does make the catch all the way down to the 37-yard line. So they pick up some big yardage there on the final play of the first half, but it will go no farther on the drive as the second quarter is history. Well, the Spartans come out and play like a team ranked among the top teams in Division III would be expected to, and they roll up 35 points in the first half. They lead it 35-0 over the Ohio Wesleyan Battling Bishops here at Case Field on a chilly, windy afternoon here in University Circle.